Hey everyone, it's Brittany Griffin from Mississippi, and today I'm going to be cooking for y'all asparagus bacon roll-ups. One of mine and my husband's favorite things to do is to curl up on the couch, have a night in, and watch sports. And we love to just make a few different appetizers and just munch on things like that instead of cooking a big meal. So for this appetizer, I'm used to having asparagus rolled up in phyllo and things like that and just bake it off, but this is kind of a jazzed up version of that. But it's very simple ingredients, it's very easy to make, and it happens in minutes. So what you want to do is start with 12 slices of just plain white bread. You're also going to need a dozen asparagus spears. You're going to need a half a stick of butter. You're going to need 8 slices of bacon cooked, 6 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. Today am using the chive and onion cream cheese, but you could certainly use the plain cream cheese if that's all you could find. And so that's our star ingredient today. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And to roast your asparagus, I saved one of them just to show you what I do. I take it, hold it at both ends, and just wherever it breaks, this is the part you want to throw away, and this is the good part, the part you want to roast up. So you preheated your oven to 400. What you want to do is lay out all of your asparagus spears in one single layer on a baking sheet. Drizzle it with olive oil, sprinkle salt and pepper on it, kind of toss it together, but make sure it's all in the end in one layer, and then bake it in the oven for 10 minutes. So I pulled that off, I've allowed that to cool, and I've already gotten most of my bread done, but what I want to do is show y'all what to do with the bread. So take a serrated knife, and I've stacked a couple of pieces, but you want to trim off the edges of the bread. And I don't like to waste things, so as you can see, I have a bowl, and I've put all of these trimmed edges into this bowl because what I do is put these in a Ziploc bag, pop them in the freezer, and then if you want breadcrumbs or croutons, you pull some of that out, grind it up, or chop them up and bake them, and you've got croutons or breadcrumbs. So you take your bread, you're going to take a rolling pin, and you just want to kind of gently roll this out. Just flatten it out a little bit. So what I do is do the first side, then I usually flip it over and rotate it, and then flatten the other side out. As you can see, I've already gotten most of these done, so I'm just going to do this last one real quick. This has got to be one of the easiest appetizers ever, and it is really, really good. Okay, so all of our bread is finished. Now, we want to mix together the bacon into the cream cheese. So it's 8 slices of bacon. You fry it up, and then you can either chop it up really fine, or just, what I did was use my hands and just crumbled it up. So we're going to dump that into the cream cheese, and then you just want to mix this all together. It smells really, really good already. And this would be a great appetizer to take somewhere because the presentation ends up being really, really pretty. So this is okay, so now we're going to assemble our asparagus bacon roll-ups. What you want to do is take about a tablespoon of the cream cheese and bacon mixture and just put it in the center of the bread, and then just kind of spread it out evenly all over the bread. Okay, and then once that's done, you're going to take an asparagus spear and lay it to where the tip of it's going to be kind of poking out of the top, so that you know what you're getting into. You just roll them up. And do the next one. So how easy is this? Alright, so what I'm going to do is grab my baking sheet, and I'm going to finish assembling all these. And what you want to do is just lay them seam side down on the baking sheet, and then we're going to put them under the broiler. So I'm going to get these finished up, and then we'll get them in the oven. Okay guys, so I've just about finished up assembling all of my asparagus bacon roll-ups. So I've got my last couple here. So I'm going to roll these up real quick and get them on the pan, because I am ready to eat. Okay, so after you have assembled all of your roll-ups, you want to take, and I've already buttered most of them, but you want to take that half a stick of butter that you melted, use a pastry brush, and just brush the tops of these. This butter is going to allow them to brown really nicely in the oven. How easy was that? Okay, so I've got my oven on the broiler now. I've got the broiler on, and what I'm going to do is pop these in for about 5 minutes. It does not take long at all. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. Ooh, it's hot. And what I like to do is leave the oven door cracked so that I can kind of keep an eye on it. So we want those to broil for about 5 minutes, just as they get brown on the top, and then we are going to be ready to eat them. Okay guys, I've gotten all of the asparagus bacon roll-ups out of the oven and onto my serving dish, and I've let them cool for a few minutes, and now it's time to give the taste test. And I love stuff like this because it's such a great finger food. Mmm, they are so good. The bread gets nice and crunchy from broiling it. The asparagus is nice and tender. And the cream cheese mixture, you get the smokiness from the bacon, but the silky, creamy texture of the Philadelphia cream cheese really is the star of this. I hope that you guys will try this recipe. I hope that you'll take it to your next get-together or enjoy it if you're just having a cozy night in with your husband. See you next week.